All right, I'm Chase Adams with Broke Amateur Racing. My counterpart, Sam Anderson with Bar. Maybe you can see Garrett, that he is also with Bar.
Cameraman.
Gary, the owner, the man behind everything with RMX Series. His son Riley, super fast guy, also working the RMX Series. And this is the third best post-race show podcast thing.
Rupert North round 3. Yeah.
Rupert
Summer
North round 3.
Yeah, because
There
we
we
do
go.
North and we do South. Rupert was round 3 North. Delta round 3 South is coming up. Then we're starting joint races and we're going combined. But North, Rupert, that's what we're talking about.
We are
Why we're in
talking
Tooele
about-
Wednesday night for a practice.
Yeah,
And
we
look,
had an
we're in
awesome
Tooele
practice.
and there's no wind.
No
There's
wind.
proof. There is video
Beautiful
proof.
weather.
It's the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Video proof. So we're here. Wednesday nights, Tooele.
Yes.
Don't miss it. Wind doesn't blow on Wednesdays. We're going to start racing next year on Wednesdays.
No wind Wednesdays.
Do you not follow the Instagram?
Every
I'm saying for the
Wednesday
people.
in May.
May and
Look it up.
June.
To the
And
people.
June
Look it
now.
up.
May and June.
Every Wednesday.
And the
Get
wind,
out here. It's
wind
close.
doesn't blow on Wednesdays.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's science.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah. We're going to race on Wednesdays next year.
Yeah.
Stamp it. Beep that. Okay. Let's talk Rupert because we had a good dirt bike race.
It was awesome. So the first class we're going over is 250C, 16 plus novice. We got Dylan Pruitt from Nampa, Idaho, went 1-3 for the overall. Joseph Muth from Elko, Nevada, went 4-1 for second. Bain Leslie from American Falls went 5-2 for third. Jordan Batt, 3-4. And Luke Theoret from Wyoming went 2-5 for fifth. So quite a mix-up in that class.
I want to talk Dylan Pruitt. Like, he got the overall, right? But not just that he got the overall. And that's the novice class from Saturday. On Sunday in Open Am, he ran the pace of all the B riders. Like, to me, Dylan is one of these kids that is, not to get on the Loretta's bandwagon, but early in the year I didn't see the speed, but in the last 6 weeks, I think I've seen a huge improvement in his speed, and I noticed it when he raced Open Am.
Yeah, and here amateur all-star right here, he went 6-4 for fifth overall. And he's got some speed ahead of him. Horner, Morgan, Lords, Christensen. So, yeah, he's steadily improving.
If you look at amateur all-star, the kids ahead of him are all B riders. Some kids behind him are B riders. Like,
Yeah.
got to hand it to Dylan.
Yep,
he's
getting
going
in there.
fast. That's another Boise kid. There's something in the water up there.
There is
Every
something
time we
going
go
on
to
right now.
Idaho,
Yeah.
those
Yeah, and then
Boise
I
guys
guess-
come down and
I guess we should point out real quick, unless I'm wrong here, and we can edit this out if so, but Joseph Muth and Luke Theroux, I don't know that, have we seen those names before?
No.
I don't know that we have, so I think we have some new names showing up.
Yeah, we had some names show up that I think it's back to it's a regional championship. Like,
Yeah.
people are finding out about us.
Yep.
You want to race speed. You don't want to wait for the regionals, for Loretta's to find out where the speed's at. Go to RMX.
Yeah,
Like, you know where the speed's at.
yeah.
You look at that amateur all-star. You look at that 12 to 16, or sorry, 16 plus. I mean, there's some speed there. I mean, Jordan Batt. I think he must have had some bad luck because he's had a lot of 1s and 2s this year, and he went 3-4.
Yeah.
But I think that also shows you that there is speed starting to show up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and Rupert's unique, and I guess maybe we should have started there, but Rupert's pretty different than anything we ride. I guess we kind of said that about Skyline too because it was, that was the first time we'd been to that track, but Rupert is kind of tight and technical and a lot
Very
of inside
rough.
bumps, very rough, so it's kind of like you're trying to decide, do you take the short way there and go through a bunch of bumps, or do you take the long way around and try to stay on the gas?
Yeah.
And so I know for, a lot of people struggle there, and then some people excel, and so it's kind of a good shake-up for the middle of the year.
All right. I'm gonna.
you could have been looking at the
Where
next
you
class.
headed now?
Well,
Like
I wanted to
you
go-
know it's coming.
Keep rolling on big bikes because remember what Rain
You
said?
wanna mix it up?
Yeah, because then somebody can skip the big bikes if they don't like listening
You
to
have
us
to
that
ride
much.
home with your wife, and she's the one that organized these for you.
She's a genius. She knows I'm a moron, Gary. It's not like
That's
this is like the big break. Like, she's like, oh, shit, I married an idiot. Damn it.
she knew what she was
That's
getting
the
into.
reason she organized them, and you still messed them up.
Riley had his paws on him. I don't know if he might
Yeah, I
have.
kind of messed him up, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
see?
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, we're going to go right into Schoolboy 1. We got Braxton Morgan on the gas, 2-1 for the overall. Connor Lords, 1-3 second. Kai Gentry from Fruitland, Idaho, 4-2 for third. Deegan Gale, Phoenix Silvaz for fifth. Burley, Idaho.
I'm just lost. Your punctuation's off. Phoenix Silvas. You got it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm from the South.
We had dinner with Phoenix and his grandpa Wednesday night, so we do have to thank Garth.
Yes.
Anytime we get to go to Rupert, we get to see Garth Williams, GW Racing, Goody Motor guys.
Oh, right.
His grandson works for us at the races. His other grandson is one of the riders you just mentioned. So Phoenix has come a long ways. That was an 85 beginner rider 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Schoolboy
Straight
one.
up 85 beginner rider 2 years ago. Now running in those 3 to 5, 3 to 7 spots in Schoolboy 1 at RMX. So
That's impressive.
I'm super impressed with him. But that whole list, I mean, you look at it.
Yeah,
Brax
23
Morgan.
kids.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I wanna point out Connor Lords because he went 4-3 in amateur all-star, and I think he's really kind of coming into his own on a big bike, like a lot. He towards the end of his mini bike career, it kind of seemed like he started to struggle, kind of like the getting too big for the bike thing kind of started to bite him. A lot of crashes, a lot of small ones, some big ones, and I think he's starting to come into his own a lot on the 125.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he rode a Super Mini at round 1 in Mesquite, and then realized his bike and his size belongs on a 125.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he is coming into his own. So when you look at Schoolboy 1, you look at Brax Morgan, you look at Connor Lords, you look at that group of guys. The Gentry kid, is that new to, I'm not the greatest at looking at results all the time, but I was down in staging a lot this weekend because Rupert's hectic with a 32-man gate, and I kept seeing this number 113 getting early gate picks in second motos, and I want to meet Kai Gentry because I don't feel like we've seen him at a lot of RMX races, but he was up front all the time.
He's
Super
at the,
Mini and Schoolboy
Yes,
1.
he's at the front of the novice classes because I think he's in the younger class, and I think him and Brax Morgan go at it a little bit, and then he's obviously at the front of Schoolboy, and he's at the front of Super Mini.
Yeah.
So he had a second. He went 2-2. Cohen Jack. Yeah, so we'll get to that, but he's. I agree. I didn't recognize the name, but I recognize the number, and he turned my head multiple times.
When you're
this
down in
weekend.
staging, you see things differently, right? Because first moto gate picks are random. Second moto, you're calling up numbers, and there's a bunch of 85s like breathing down your neck for their gate picks, and you're used to the normal kids, right? Like this kid is going to be in the top 5, this kid's going to be in the top 5, and there was this 113 right at the front. And you're thinking, dude, chill, I'll get you your 20th gate pick in a second, right? And then all of a sudden I'm looking and I'm like, damn, this little kid can ride a dirt bike. So I watched that Schoolboy 1 moto, and that's when I realized, Kai Gentry can ride a dirt bike.
Yeah, he's been riding solid for a couple
hopefully
of
we get to
rounds
see him more. Fruitland, Idaho. Hopefully we get to see him in Delta. If we only see him at the Idaho round, so be it. But dang good dirt bike rider.
Yes.
That was fun to see.
Yep.
Transition better.
You did it, Dad.
So close.
He blew
So close.
He blew it.
You were.
I'm a deer, and you
You're
shine your
scaring
headlights
him,
on
yeah.
me, Gary. What the
He was gonna do it fine. And
I
then
was
you scared him.
and then I was like, wait.
We've already had to beep you twice.
Then we got to keep them busy. All right. All right, Super Mini 1, A main. We got 32 riders in this class, which is, I've ridden all over the country, and you do not get that at local races. That is insane. That is.
So you're 32 riders in that, and then you're 16 in the B main.
That's
So we'll go
crazy.
to our math expert.
Not me.
How many bikes is that?
She's over there.
Oh,
Off to the corner, 16 plus 32 is 700. Good
58.
job. All right, we got Cohen Jackman, 1-1 for the overall. Kai Gentry, again, we mentioned him earlier, 2-2. Everett Clark went 1-3. Crew Kenton went 2-5. And Trinity Bachelor went 4-4 for 5th overall.
that's a gnarly class. It's really, it's super mini, so it's kind of obvious at this point, but it's a lot of good names there. A lot of good names.
If you go down the list, they just keep. You could go all the
Yeah.
way down to 20th, and it's impressive. But if you don't acknowledge what Cohen Jackman did this weekend,
Yep.
like I went and found his dad, and I wanted to know kind of like what changed.
Yeah.
What happened, right?
He rode like a stud this weekend. He was.
And here it is. Like, Dallas has had some marginal equipment under Cohen. I'm not calling you out, Dallas, because I think you're a great guy. But we were in Lakewood, Colorado at a qualifier, and Cole Townsend, dirt bike guy, who's super smart, fast company, and we were sitting there with Dallas at dinner, and he was asking what he does with Cohen, and we said put him on the best equipment you can because the kid's got skills. And Dallas got some fresh bikes, got the suspension set up for Cohen, got the geometry, everything set up for Cohen, and that was the first time he raced fresh machines set up specifically for him.
Okay.
I mean, at times they've shared bikes in that family, right?
Uh-huh.
And Cohen's 100 pounds, and Kinsley's like 27 or something. I don't know. She's tiny. And I get it. That's families racing dirt bikes, and they're sharing machines. But watch out for Cohen Jackman. He's got good equipment under him. The regionals are coming up. I think that is a solid Loretta kid, and I think that's a solid top 10 Loretta kid.
Yeah.
And I don't want this to come across the wrong way because Dallas knows that I love him, but that is, I mean, he hasn't had the best equipment.
Yeah.
And now he does, and it's a game changer.
Yeah, and when you say best equipment, that doesn't mean buy brand new bikes and put thousands of dollars into race motors and stuff. Like, you can buy used bikes if you need to. It's, do whatever you have to do to go racing, but get your suspension done for you. That's really I think what you're trying to say here is get your suspension set up for you. Regardless if you're on a used bike, I don't care what year it is. I don't care what the motor is like. Get your suspension done, and you'll be night and day more comfortable on the bike. And yeah,
make sure you have a fresh top end in the bike. These 85
on the
two-strokes.
85s. Yep.
Get your service done on the suspension. Everyone changes their tranny oil, but they never change their suspension oil.
Yeah.
We've got Pro Action on site. We've got 891 on site. Like, it worked for Cohen Jackman. Go get fresh oil.
Yep.
Get your suspension set up for you, and you will be surprised at what it does for you, because that was impressive with Super Mini A main Cohen Jackman. Super impressive.
Yeah. And then just real quick, I think that a couple kids deserve a shout out, and more kids probably do, but these just popped out on paper. Elijah Davis went 4.6 for 6th overall. From where he was last year to where he is this year is pretty crazy. I don't know the kid, but I've watched him ride, and he's getting really good. And he's on a Super Mini, and he went 6.10 in Schoolboy. And then along those same lines, where Henry Millicum, he went 3.21 in Super Mini 1. So he's obviously a front runner. He had podium speed and had problems. And he went 7.8 for 7th overall in Schoolboy 1 against the big bikes. So I just thought that those two deserved a quick shout out, because that's pretty impressive.
Has anyone else noticed Sienna Brown?
Yes.
This is a little girl that 2 years ago at Boise, was back to that, learning how to ride a dirt bike. I remember when RMX was at OMC, and this year I've watched her kind of come into her own, and I grabbed her on the way into staging and congratulated her and told her dad that, because there's always been a strong presence in the girls class from RMX, and it's been from the Taylor Allreds, it's been Mayhew, Sophia Phelps, and all of a sudden Sienna Brown, Ryan Evans, they're coming. And when you look at Sienna in Schoolboy 1 having 10th place motos, am I looking at that right? Sorry, Super Mini.
And a 6.11 in Super Mini 1. So
that's not easy.
No,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not easy at all.
So Super Mini 1, tough competition.
For sure.
85 All-Star, you're right there. It's ready. It's top one, right where your left hand is.
You blew it again.
You're so close. Right there.
That's 65 All-Star.
Oh, well, I'm blind.
Who blew it now?
I have an excuse. I'm blind.
I'm just trying to make sure it stays the third best post-race show ever.
Yeah.
We
don't want to blow.
Well, yeah.
We don't want to leapfrog the second.
Yeah, no.
We already produce.
We're humble people here.
And we already produce Utah's 4th best tracks, because it used to be second, but now there's a second and a third. So we're just going for 4th. So if you want to ride Utah's 4th best track at Delta next weekend, come race with us.
I'm going to disagree here. That's got to be number 1 across all boards.
Have you not seen Instagram?
Not according to Instagram.
I only follow cool accounts, Gary. I don't have
Instagram says that others are better than us, so it's cool.
What is
So
the best track in Utah according to Instagram? I know you're not on Instagram ever.
So 85.
I look at
CC
Instagram.
All-Star.
I just don't post
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, 85 CC All-Star.
Okay.
Moving on.
65 All-Star. Again.
Yes.
We can do that.
All right, 65 All-Star at Rupert. We got Kane Markham, 2-1 for the overall. Nixon Greenhaw, 5-3 for second.
Yes.
Cash
Wow.
Bollinger, 9-2
That's
for
a hell of
third.
a top three. That's some breakthroughs for some kids.
That is crazy. And we got Jax McCarthy, 7-4 for fourth. Nicholas Robinson, 6-5 for fifth.
That top three is pretty eye-popping to me. I would like to know if Kane Markham has ever won an overall at RMX because I doubt it. Am I
Kane-
missing something?
No, he got the overall. We talked about it at Skyline.
Okay.
Because we had a lot of, I mean, he earned it, don't get me wrong. But we also had chaos because of Max Daniels and
Yeah.
Iker and their crash. And there was some weirdness.
Yep.
You know, Geek
And
went home
Geek.
early. But
Yeah.
with Markham, Geek, Iker, that group right there.
Mm-hmm.
But Cash Bollinger
Yeah.
tore a bunch of ligaments in his ankle.
Oh, I did not know that.
Jamie told me that. Like, he had a big crash. So that's
Huh,
a
I
bummer
didn't hear
because here goes Cash with
With a 9-2, right? Is he the 9-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I hope I'm wrong on this, but it's my understanding on his 85, he might have had a big crash. And
Ouch.
So we need to check on him this week, but because it is cool to see his name up there and to see his to see Greenhall's name up there.
Yeah.
And Markham getting the overall.
Yep.
The 65s are coming.
They are.
I thought that the 85s was kind of where it was at, but look at that group.
Yeah, last year the 65s were kind of, nothing to really write home about, and so that's when we were kind of saying that our 85 group was the one coming up, and then all of a sudden this year, I don't know if it's being 1 year older or what, but the 65 kids are coming.
Oh, man, look at it. I mean, you highlighted the top five, but Max Daniels, Logan Maurer, Crew Oscathorpe, Weston Gearhart, and Blake Mingo. That's 6 through 10.
Yeah.
I mean, Gearhart, Oscathorpe, Maurer, Daniels, like, those guys can crack that top 1 through 5 as well. So, good job for Markham. I think that's back-to-back wins in the North.
Okay.
If he
yeah,
got
if he
Skyline.
did get the overall in Skyline.
Yeah, we'll have to look at points, and maybe we can touch base on points after Delta. But I would think in the North, Markham's leading the championship. That'd be my guess. Like,
Yep.
I haven't looked at that, but I don't
Yep.
know how you can get the overall in 2 out of 3 rounds and not be leading the overall
Yep.
or leading the points. So that's awesome. 65s, the group's coming.
Yep.
We had 65 open as just one class. 85s have 85 open, and then we have 85 beginner because we know we can see at the pre-entries we're going to get 65, 70 bikes. We might as well do divisions. We talked about this at round 1, how we split it the night before the Mesquite race. It was just going to be 85 open, and we decided to split it. 65s have been hovering around 27 to 30, low 30s this year. We ended up with 40-something. Like, I think it was exactly 40 bikes,
God, that's
65s.
awesome.
So Rupert has a 32-man gate. So we actually had to do divisions in 65s this year at Rupert. So it's back. Like, we haven't had divisions in 65 all year, and we had to do divisions at Rupert. So we're growing up north. That eastern Idaho area is growing, and I think you have to give huge props to the dealers up there. Action Cycle and Sleds, Let's Ride. You got Mingo, Abe, behind the scenes, and Gladowski, Rob at Action. You got Kirk Taylor, his brother Cody, Jake Weimer at Let's Ride.
Yep.
And then you got the entire Hymas family at Pocatello Power Sports.
Yep.
So Eastern Idaho motocross is strong.
Yes.
And it shows in the mini bikes because I wouldn't expected to get more mini bikes at Rupert than we did on the Wasatch Front. Like, you would think, 3 million people or whatever it is in Salt Lake City versus like 3 in Rupert. Like, where did all these kids come from? And that was cool.
Yeah.
40, 65 open riders.
That is awesome.
Where else can you go that has that? That's crazy. That is.
No.
If-
It's
yeah.
really cool. It's cool to see.
All right, we're going to go on to 50 beginner open. We got Gunnar Canning, 1-1 for the overall. Breck Brower, 2-2.
Have fun with that one.
We got Leighton Dalebout went 1-3. Explain that, Gary. How do we have 2 first-place winners?
It's called divisions. I spent a lot of time
Why does
with
everyone say division?
it's see right there, the DIVISION.
My apologies.
Yeah. So
Cut.
I feel like certain 65 parents are going to think that this is a lead-in, and it's not. Like, that's how you have 2 number ones. They're called divisions. We spent a lot of time going through this, and when you have divisions, 20 race, and then 20 race, and then all 40 race.
He just talked about that.
We have some ones and stuff, and I get it. We want to get to the level that we can split our divisions based off of lap times from practice. That would make it more fair, because in 65 Open, if you go back and look at the divisions, the top 7 in the runoff were all in Division 1. So it was stacked. So if you went 7 in the division and then you went 7 in the main, it's 14 points, and someone else had a lighter division. So, yes.
So how does RMX decide what division you're going to be in right now? Just totally random?
It's a random
computer,
it's a
sign
random
up?
trackside. We're using trackside scoring software, and
Okay.
it's random. You sign up on Race Ready currently, and we are converting to Race Ready. If you came out and rode Stadium Cross with us on Tuesday night, we use Race Ready exclusively, and we have the ability to get your lap times in practice. So we would be able to pull your lap times from 65 open practice and then split evens and odds, and then the divisions would be more equal. But right now, other than pro racing at the highest level, divisions are random. And so Race Ready's bringing us something cool, which is an upgrade to that. But in the meantime, it's you put 40 kids, 50 kids into the system, you hit scramble, you could end up with the 20 fastest kids on one side. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, maybe one kid gets lucky, gets a nice win under his belt, and starts working a little bit harder for when
And
you guys do get that rolled out.
And it is a 2-moto format. So let's just say that, you go 2-2, 2 in your division and then 2 in the overall. It's still 4 points. It's not a main event like Supercross where what you do in the second moto is winner take all. It's a 2-moto format. So it's what you did on the day. It's the work you did on the day. So moto number 1 counts just as much as moto number 2, but it is tough if your division is stacked. I get that.
Right.
So I had a conversation with like 4 different 65 parents, not 1, but 4, and they were asking that question because 7 of them were in a really stacked heat.
Yeah.
So you did not set this up. That was totally random, but I'm glad that we had a chance to talk about it, because I think that if I talk to 4, there's 36 that are still confused, right? Because there was 40 in the class. So it's a random thing, and I'm excited to get Race Ready into our world, because if we can get fine-tune that time qualifying, excuse me, that can affect gate picks, and that can affect divisions. Equal it out. So back to your 50 results. That's how you have 2 number ones, Chase.
Thank you. We got...
Thank you for clarifying.
I just wanted to know who won.
So we got finishing out our 50 beginner open. We got Riker Bosshart 2-4 for 4th. Cade Earhart for 6-5 for 5th. That tops them out.
I can't say. Don't know a whole lot about any of those guys because obviously 50 beginner, they haven't been around a whole lot, but it'll be fun to see who starts stepping it up. That's obviously the future of the sport in a way. So
I don't think it matters. I don't think it there was 40, 50 cc beginner riders. 40.
Awesome.
40.
Yeah.
That's chaos.
I can't believe I missed that because that sounds.
I know. That's so great for the
You
sport
probably
and
missed it on
everything.
purpose.
No.
I can speak as a guy who's gone out to film a little bit on the track, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the guy you're filming, and then the 50 beginner class comes out, and you can't just put your camera away and walk off the track because it's a lot of picking up kids. It's a lot of work, and I will say Jamie is a wizard. A wizard. He's just, I turn around, there's a kid, I would start jogging over,
And
he's
you're
there.
almost getting run over.
Yeah, he's there. He's amazing. And these kids are screaming and crying, and I'm like, oh my God, call a helicopter. And Jamie's like, take a breath, and they listen to him. It's amazing. I mean,
We had to do brake pads this week on the quad
Yes.
and the Kawasaki. Mule.
that's
True story.
Worse than Chase?
Oh, way worse than Chase's brakes. Way worse.
That
Like
is
Jamie is going so fast to get to these little guys.
He's on
He
them.
is wearing out brake pads. Like, has anyone replaced brake pads on a quad ever? Ever?
not even.
He's
oil.
got more than one gear now, though.
It's not fun. It's not fun. But can I just point out something? 50cc beginner, Riley, this will make you smile. Beck Brower.
Yeah,
That's Jordan's little boy.
Yep, I saw Jordan. I never said hi to him or anything, but I definitely saw him out there. He rode practice on Friday. Yeah.
Jordan Brower was a top pro rider, Wild West, when Riley was growing up racing.
Yep.
The Brower family, Brandon, Jordan,
Yeah.
like they all went fast. Their dad went fast. Like the Browers are good people. So to have them back out, seeing Beck Brower in there was cool to see that name. There was a couple of names that I saw through here, little Izzy Greenhall. So there's a family that's been around RMX forever. London Oscathorpe on her little 505 gas. 1329. So just out there having a good time.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that I saw a little Powell girl out there as well. So
Yeah.
Brock Powell's daughter was out there.
Yep.
He was yelling at her to go fast. I don't know why. She just needed to go, not go fast, Brock. We're going to discuss this a little further. But it was just cool. So you going through those names, who cares how fast they went? They were there. Bronx Weeks. Do you realize who that is?
No.
Jason Weeks' boy.
Really?
Let's Ride parts guy.
Yep.
His boys, super fast. Sidra
Okay.
Desert
I
Racers.
didn't realize he had another
AMA.
little one.
Yep, AMA Desert Racers. He has maybe a 5-year-old, 4 or 5.
Huh. I did not know that.
So Bronx from Kubik, 315 went 1939. He finished. That's the goal. When you're 4, the goal is to finish.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to point out that the track is, as Open Pro races it, the same for 50 beginners.
Yes.
And just for those kids to get around that is insane. That is
Yeah.
unbelievable. I couldn't imagine doing something like that
I
when I
could
was that
stare-
age. It's,
I could stare at these results all day, so we got to move on because Kaisley Richardson, Josh Richardson's back. Kaysen and Josh, and I didn't realize that the little girl is out there. 623 for 19th overall.
all right, take it, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
Take-
Next.
All right, we got a plus 20 open, super fun class that RMX puts on. We got Brandon Leith going 1-1, no problem. Braxton May 2-2. Chase Adams, myself 4-3. Bailey Kuba 3-5, and Parker Sampson with 6-7.
It's cool to see Brandon back at the track. Brandon Leith back at the track.
He was
He's-
cruising.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. He's a talented guy. He's threatening to be at Delta, so hopefully we see him.
But
So-
look at the bike number, 68. That's national number 68
Yeah, that's
from
crazy.
2019. That's not like I picked 68.
Yeah.
That is B. Leith, national number 68, showed up to Rupert.
Yep.
And he owes me that trophy. We discussed this in staging. Like, that is not a money class. That is a trophy class. And I get that signed trophy back.
Yeah.
Like, he picked up the trophy, but I get that back, Brandon. So we discussed this. We shook hands on it. I will pick it up in Delta.
Yep. This guy got 10th at Southwick in 2018.
It was awesome to watch him in the pro class because he was
Brandon was
keeping-
on a box stock KX 450 at Southwick. Stock muffler.
Gnarly.
And him and his girlfriend, we hauled the bike to Southwick. They flew in. He had a cooler and a lawn chair,
Yep.
and he went 10th at Southwick.
Yep.
That's insane.
Brandon's a badass.
I
That's
just want
ridiculous.
to mention he was in 450 Pro on Saturday. I got to watch that moto. He ran second behind Hymas.
He was keeping him
I
honest
think he
the
went
whole
3-3.
time.
He was riding really well, and I don't know if anyone else picked up on it. There at Rupert in the back, the rollers are gnarly. He was actually where you start go to the inside,
Yeah.
and all the pros are hopping over that
The big
little
bump,
Oh,
the
he
tall
was
one.
rolling.
He
He
was,
was
tripling.
He was tripling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
perfectly smooth to the
ridiculous.
downside. He was reeling in Hymas. Hymas would pull him a little bit on the inside tight stuff, and he would just reel him in for about 4 laps or so, and he kind of faded a little bit. But
Yep.
he just his line selection, what he was doing out there was awesome to watch.
He was
for
so
sure.
smooth on that freaking
Yeah.
roller section. It was crazy.
Yep.
When you think about, like, just guys returning from our area, I mean, Brandon Leith, Great Davenport, both
Yeah.
hanging out at RMX.
Yep.
That's cool. That means a lot. Those are maybe two of the fastest guys in this area
Yeah.
to race dirt bikes.
Yep.
We got Open Pro Sunday race. You got Chance Hymas going 1-1, Gage DeMars 3-2, McCoy Bruff 2-3, Boston Boots who went 4-5. Boston also went 1-2 for the overall and 250 Pro. But it's riding really well. And you got Riley Bruff 7-4 for 5th in Open Pro.
You let Boots beat you?
I broke my clutch in the first. Okay, so there's my pro tip. Are we ready for my
Yes.
pro
RMX
tip?
Academy pro tip.
Do
Riley
no
Bruff.
clutch motos when you're practicing because sometimes you hit SpongeBob so hard your clutch lever breaks, and then you have to ride for 15 minutes with no clutch lever.
I
On a
did
tight
that one.
technical track.
So
When we
next
race-
time you go to the practice track, put your clutch lever up to the sky and ride for 20 minutes
did
without
that
your clutch
un-
lever. There's my pro
I
tip.
did that involuntarily in Tooele. Got
What's a
taken out.
SpongeBob?
Yellow track markers that block the inside that
Super-
hurt really bad when you run
Super
into them.
soft.
But
Hard
they're
enough
soft
to
and
break a
squishy once you
super
get to
clutch
know
lever.
them.
Super soft.
I just feel like you guys throw out SpongeBob and be helpful if
Thank
people knew like why Riley's hitting a cartoon character on the side of the
There was
track.
a kid in a Halloween costume. He was way too close to the inside of the corner. It was a disaster.
He's okay.
So like I've seen trainers and I've seen Riley do this with kids, like roll their clutch lever up and you just get them off the clutch because they over clutch these dirt bikes, right? But there's not just to ride the bike the right way. I think what you're saying is random shit happens.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm kind of joking here, but obviously, clutch lever breaks. I squirrel around for a lap, debating on pulling off. Almost pulled off, and I'm like, oh, let's figure this out. And then 3-4 laps later, I'm going kind of good for no clutch. So yeah, so that's something kind of joking, but kind of serious. Like,
Right.
yeah,
It could save you if you
Yeah.
plan on making
Yeah.
a living in the sport.
yeah,
Yeah. And watch out for the cartoon characters.
yes,
They're all over
They
the
are.
track.
yeah, everywhere.
They'll get you. Yeah.
I mean, Open Pro, we could talk about Chance Hymas for like hours, but at the end of the day, he's the best amateur. He is one of the top amateurs in the nation right now. I
He
mean,
went-
it's him and Levi Kitchen.
Just so fast.
Yeah,
And
like-
and the line selection, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just he knows where to go. He's
But-
a fortune teller. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
Emphasis on amateur because he missed the first moto
Yeah, he went
on Saturday.
6-1 on Saturday. I was very confused when I saw him in 6th staging for the Moto 2s.
He was on the track though. He just missed the gate drop.
Yeah, like 2 laps down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a debate over some live timing issues, and someone was in their RV in the outback, like looking at live timing.
Okay.
Live timing was down, so they didn't think we were efficient enough to be racing at 7:45 because practice started at 7. So like Moto 3 was on the track by 8 o'clock, and Chance was in Moto 3, and he was still on the couch of his motorhome. So we had some text conversations back and forth after the moto. I told him to contact his Verizon rep. See if he can get a better data plan to make sure that live timing is loading because this is clearly not our fault. Plus, he's racing for money now, not trophies.
Yeah.
Let's make the gate drop, Chance. Let's work on this. So we're gonna work on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get him in like an RMX watch or something for the Delta round. Yeah, help him out. But yeah, so he won every pro moto that he was on the track, and then or for the gate drop. And then he had a 6 for the one that he spotted everyone 2 laps. But let's be honest, he still passed some people spotting him 2 laps. Let's not call him out.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Let's not call him out because that's not fair. But he did not finish last.
We don't even have the names because he didn't get anybody in 258, but I'm sure plus 25 was in the same gate job. So
He finished right behind me. So I was very confused.
Didn't get you though.
He
Didn't
did not
you.
get me, so that's a win. We take what we can get around here. All right, we're gonna go into our 25A vet class. Austin Kuba 1-1, just dominated. Kyle Gills 3-2, a lot better turnaround I think than
he's picking up
Kuna.
speed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's picking
back
up
to his
speed for
old
sure.
style. I think.
Yep.
If you ever get a chance, go watch this guy hit corners. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it is unbelievable how just great his technique is. Riley Bruff went 2-3 for the overall, and we had Joel Bernowski 4-4 for 4th. So,
5th.
Western Power Sports guys. You got Joel
Yeah, Gills Barnowski.
and Koba.
And
Western.
Koba,
Yeah.
I finished
Yeah.
behind all of the fly guys.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too disappointed when I saw all of them pushing their bikes to the line.
You say behind the fly guys, but you are a fly guy.
He doesn't work for Fly.
Yeah, these names are real deal guys.
So does that mean if you start working for Fly, you'll be
Does
up,
that just
up
automatically
in the
like,
top
raise
three?
you a couple positions?
I would hope.
Is that like a speed thing? Like they
Yes.
hire you on and they give you like
They
a
do have a
watch?
track there, so
Okay. So maybe that's the secret.
maybe it is. I don't know.
We should sneak onto it for sure.
This is
Next RMX race, fly racing facility. See you there.
this is plus 25, and there's 10 dudes, and 5 of them have AMA Pro cards.
Yeah, me and Chase were
Like,
talking.
plus-
We were talking
plus-
about that for
plus
sure.
25.
He
plus
looked at that
25
and he
is
said,
like open
"There's
pro.
no way."
I know it's it sucks for a slow guy like me who just signs up for the pro classes. Yeah, because all those guys are just wicked fast, and it just makes me look so dumb out there. But you know what? It's cool, you know, because I think for some reason, Riley, something happened. And I was in front of you. You went down.
Well,
and I
yeah.
almost
Skyline?
killed Pud.
Gills
No, this was at
this
Delta?
weekend. Yeah,
Yes.
At Rupert, huh?
Yeah, you went down on that inside roller. Pud was next to 18, Jason Rich. They both decided to launch the roller next to you, and which gave me 2 positions, which was cool.
Yeah.
And so I got to hold you off for about a half a lap, and then you passed me, and I was able to actually like hang in there for maybe a whole lap and just see, like, wow, the knowledge that some of these top level guys have just to pick up on that. I think is really cool for just a scrub like me, you know. It's pretty cool to be going racing with legit fast guys like that, you know.
Well, and Rupert is unique, right? It's not just you got to go fast. Your line selection matters.
It's
like
so big.
it's the tiniest track we race, right? It's super short. Hymus got his lap time down to 121. If you eliminated all the bumps and it was just haul ass rut corner, he'd probably be like 105. So Rupert has to have rollers and split lines. And when you go out and groom that thing Saturday night and you see lines that go from like here to here to here, and you're just like, who thought of that? Like, who? I would have never, like, when you're grooming Rupert, you would never, I can't believe what you guys figure out on dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Rupert unique is, to me, Rupert is a thinking man's track.
Yes.
It's soft, rough, and
Deep.
you have a ton of options.
Yeah.
A ton of options to,
Yeah, and then the options that were working for you in the one moto, they get so deep and choppy at the exit that you have to start looking for other things, and and that's back to the the entrances. You have inside bumps and stuff, and I keep thinking about you do that kind of step down thing, you go around the pond, and there's those 3 bumps, so that's where I say, do you go around do you hit the bumps, or do you try to haul ass around the middle? And then you have like. Then once the ruts start getting deep, you're like, do I go inside and just suffer through it because it's the short way, or do I go around? And so it's just, there's so much thinking that goes into it. It's
And
When
crazy.
you think about coming off the finish line and there's that hump on the inside, or you can go around the outside.
and it's so even.
Yeah.
But then
It's super even.
then you watch Cam Horner try to double up on top of the bump. Like,
Yeah,
he
because
tried
I
to
think
double
Hymus
off of the
did
bump
in
and,
practice
like,
on Sunday or
smack on
something.
top of it, and you're just like, there is lines that you didn't think there was lines, right? Cam just saw something and went for it.
Yeah.
And I had heard that Hymus actually got up on top of it.
Yeah.
Cam went for it, and then they're everywhere out there.
Yeah.
And then Rupert's the one place that we have to put the cartoon characters,
SpongeBob's.
on the outside of the track, because normally it's like, hey, if you want to go way the hell out there, that's not our problem. Like, you're giving up way too much real estate, but not a Rupert, because it's so rough in the
Trying
race
to get
line.
out onto
You're
the
just
grass
working
anywhere you
every
can.
I saw
Yeah.
some folks going out to the grass.
Yeah.
On the return lane of the start, huh? You
Yes.
land that double and you go way
Yes.
out
Yeah.
there. And
You go there, and then the rollers headed towards the start. You 180 and you head back to that little triple step
Oh,
down.
yeah.
They go way out wide, and then they
Super-
jump that triple step down
super
right
wide.
to left.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's stuff like that that makes Rupert unique. And we're back there Labor Day weekend.
It's so fun that weekend
just
too.
fun.
It's hot. You can go down to the Snake River in your registered vehicle and swim. It's fun. It's awesome town. Good food in the town actually, which is hard for most motocross tracks. It's a cool place for sure.
You got good Mexican food. You got the Drift Inn, Maury's. I like that you said swim in the Snake River, not the private
canal.
not
Not
the
the
private
canal.
Too
much
canal.
fertilizer. Not good for
Registered
you.
registered vehicles. Chase, you were learning.
He's
We
getting
talked
there.
about this in the last show.
He's growing up.
You're growing
Gives me
up.
credit.
You're like, you're so grown up.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I mean,
I am
your
in
wife might think
25A.
that you're an idiot, but I am so proud of you.
Thank you, Gary. That's
Yeah, we'll hug later.
bygones be bygones.
No.
No
call,
dust.
call it
motherfuckers.
evens?
Yeah, no, we're not calling it even. If you pit right at Delta, we're right back to where we started. Delta's in 2 weeks. Maybe after Delta, we'll let bygones be bygones. No dust at Delta.
I learned my lesson.
No making dust at Delta. We'll let it go.
That's a deal.
So does that mean he's in charge of making sure there's no dust at Delta?
Yeah, he's in charge.
Okay,
of it.
yeah. Deal's off. I'm spraying every 110, saturating it till it won't start. Every pit bike in the pits is not starting. I'm pulling spark plugs.
Cutting some spark plug
Yeah.
cables.
Peyton Brennan, Race Kenton. We know the crew. Like, we know who they are. Like, Peyton, I can call him out because he's, like, pit riding king, right? So that's who you got to watch out for. Like, I know who
I'm
they
on
are.
'em.
Brax Morgan, Roselle. Like, those are your guys.
I'm on him, Gary.
Yeah,
I'll,
I'll give you a list.
Call up Mo. She will make a blockade of women. She did it at Preston. Stopped me. Was not pit riding. She definitely stopped me, though.
The first day we were at Mesquite, Peyton Brennan was taking the little earth berm by the RV spots? He was launching that to flat to the point that, like, I couldn't stop him. I was in awe. Like, there was dust flying, and I'm just like, wow, right? And then he gets a shovel out. He did it so many times, he cracked the frame on his 110.
Awesome.
So, see, that's your penalty for pit riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed this. Yeah. Dad buys you a new frame.
No.
Yeah, so we'll bury the hatchet at Delta.
Deal.
Got to buy him some Ashtons.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to
brought
have another
ribs
rack
last
of
time.
ribs.
We tried with
Different
ribs.
I don't know if you even got to eat any.
I feel
we
like-
handed them to Coy, right?
I feel like that just
Yeah.
held it.
Did
I
you?
feel like that
Did you
held it
eat
over
them?
so we could just keep racing.
Wow.
But now we
I
gotta
almost never came
bite
back.
down
I was
the
so
hatchet.
embarrassed. I was just like, I'm an idiot. How did I get tucked into this?
Back to Rupert. The grass was full. The horse track was full. The RV park was full.
Packed.
The overflow
Yeah.
parking was full. Like, do they sell fifth wheels with 2 axles anymore?
I don't think so.
They're not.
Like,
And-
when are they going to put a 4th axle on these? Because every rig,
They're huge.
Yeah, it wasn't that the numbers were that much bigger than the year before, but every rig's like 30 feet longer.
You might as well pull a single wide.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
I will
I think
say,
it's less space. Have you seen how many slide outs are on those
yeah,
things?
I will say Rupert's infill pits, awesome. Where the sign up is, I mean, just perfect cut grass. There's weed eating. It's a nice facility, man. It's a good time. There's no dust blowing through your pits as if you're a vendor and
Yeah.
whatever. It's a great facility.
And let's talk about that for a split second. Like, this
No
is
stickers.
This is kind of a housekeeping item. Like, our goal is to set up the vendor area to be no motorized vehicles. Like, I get it. You need to get your bike into your suspension guy. I get it. Some of our vendors race, but our goal is to not have pit bike nationals in the vendor area because we want a place that a family can stroll in there, watch a moto, let their little one cruise around, their toddler cruise around, go to Jukebox Donuts. How cool was
Oh
that?
god, that was really cool. Where did
I
they
got
come from?
Those were delicious.
I don't know what I ate after the motos on Sunday.
They were
but
heavy.
It was awesome.
I didn't think a bucket was a literal bucket.
No, I got ice cream and with donuts underneath.
He
and
bought-
all kinds of stuff.
Garrett
on
went
top.
and bought ice cream. He's like, I got a bucket so we could share. And then it turns out half the bucket was ice cream, and he didn't share anything. Just ate it in front of us.
That is another Kirk Taylor. Compliments to Kirk Taylor, Cody Taylor. That is Let's Ride, guys. That is a friend of theirs, Michelle Huff, came out with Jukebox Donuts.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and no one ran over the little kid standing in line.
Yeah.
That's what we're after. So, vendor area, park your pit bikes outside, walk up, buy your bar merchandise, buy your donuts, buy your Papo burrito, your Carl's barbecue, then go get on your pit bike and don't make dust.
And don't be trying to come squirt around the bar vans, freaking block past guys, and fall into the bar van to race to staging. Your staging number is what it is. If you beat the guy getting over there, it is not going to go up, okay? So please stop racing and falling into my van. That would be greatly appreciated.
New rule for staging, too. So there's a chute coming in, right?
Yes.
You come down the chute. Megan has a piece of paper. It has a real number on it. She will give it to you. If you roll up behind her and tap her with your rear tire and ask her what your number is, 40.
You're a dead man.
You're gate. No, you're just gate pick 40.
That's a solid move.
Yeah. If there's 21 in your class and you
I'm
got
gonna
40th
tell-
gate pick, you clearly pissed off the stager. And Megan has full rights to send you to 40. Because if you roll up behind her and she's got 25 12-year-olds going, what's my number? What's my number? What's my number? Hey, lady, hey, lady, hey, lady. And you think you're more important to tap her with your rear tire from behind, 40.
I'm going
Is
to
that
tell
fair?
you.
That is 100%
That's a fair
The
number.
fair
entire
because
25B class is getting told to go around back by me.
I told her, I don't care if it's Pud, Riley, Coy, Gavin. If they roll up behind you and ask you for the number, 40.
And these aren't people working the staging that don't know what they're doing. They are on it. They are so. I've never had a single issue ever. You roll up, you wait patiently. Hey, you rushing to staging to pack your staging gate? What's going on? Just hold your horses. Just
gotta
chill
get the
out.
staging whole shot?
Yeah, like she will tell you. They will scan, make sure your transponder's working, tell you your number. You can cool guy it, slowly walk your bike, back it in. It's very simple, guys.
The process works.
It's proven.
The process
it
works. Yeah. When you ask me off record if I ever lose my shit,
That's it.
I lost my shit on the 80 class.
Yeah.
I mean, they all know who they are. I was just like, really, guys? Like, what? If you're the first guy in line, so you do race to staging to find out that you're gate pick 27, what did you accomplish? Like, getting there first does not change anything.
You're getting into staging. No matter if there's divisions, there's 32-man gate, you will get your
You're
spot. You're in. You qualified. You
I
made
told
it.
Riley if we have like Mesquite's nice, right? We have permanent structure for
Yes.
staging, right? Delta is set up really good. We set Megan up to fail at Rupert, right? Like we had ribbon. Yeah, that should have been electric wire.
Yes.
Because the 80s just blew through it. After the 80 staging, every time the ribbon was gone. Now some of it was in one kid's rear sprocket, so we know who did it. But
Crew Ketten.
how'd you know?
Oh, I just took a wild guess. He seems like a wild guy.
Love Crew. Crew and I had a little heart to heart. Love the kid. Love him. Love him. to death.
Really him?
Yeah.
Come to me if you would like fortune telling at the bar booth.
We also discussed, this is another great housekeeping item, do full laps. Let me just explain something to you. Look at our race order. Look at our practice order. We go fast to slow. So pros are on the track. You come around the corner. Checkered flags out. We're sending novice. They shouldn't catch the last pro. If they do, we're moving you down, by the way. But they shouldn't catch you. It's always fast to
Sounds
slow,
like a dare,
right?
Harry.
So we're trying to maximize your track time on the day. We don't clear the whole track. We assume that you're not going to catch the class in front of you because you're a class down. When we say go, and then you go straight to the third to last corner and hop on the track in the middle of the class in front of you and then throw your hand up at the checkered flag because this is your first lap of practice and you got the checker? Yeah, because you passed 10 dudes in the class before you. Do full laps. Like, this is a valid...
On race day, absolutely. And I will even say on practice day, I was working on the rollers last weekend on Sunday. I double back around. All of a sudden, I see there's 85 guys out. I make a responsible decision. I look, I cross the track. I see the finish line guy. I give him a big bike. No more. He goes, no more. Okay. I understand what's going on. I'm not going to go ahead and race through the 85s little bike class and try and hit my line that I was working on in the rollers. You'll get another one. It's okay.
We're just trying to maximize your track time. And when you cut the track and hop on halfway through, it's just slowing down the rest of the day because now we got to clear the track, right? Now, I heard on the radio this weekend, bonehead move of the weekend went to someone. We're not going to say who, but bonehead move of the weekend was someone went out at the end of their practice, cut the track, basically hopped on at the finish line so they could have clear track, right? But the leader in their class wasn't even halfway around the track. So then they go over the single, jump the double, and run into the back of the slow kids in their class. So now they're just in last. So bonehead move of the weekend goes to the guy that cuts the track early but doesn't even give himself enough space to be out
If you're
front.
going to cut the track, make it worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to make a lot of enemies, so make it worth it.
Yeah, house cleaning items, Chase. Can you come down for 85s at Delta and give them some pro tips?
I'm a moron. I don't have any good tips.
Can your wife come down?
Yes. I volunteer her.
Yeah.
She's too nice, though. That's the problem.
I just want to help these little guys because they put themselves in bad situations.
I know. Well, maybe, like how we were at Rupert, we were staged right down there. Maybe we can just ease the I do see Meg, and I feel bad for her, Megan Horner. And I'm like, here's a drink. I know this isn't a breeze. You know, you see the pros, the bads. Everyone's pretty. But dealing with, what did we have? 40-some 50 riders? That's a lot.
Well, and like I don't mean to harp on it, but I don't want a little kid get hurt. Like I really
No.
don't. And this is a real life scenario that happened to us at Mesquite at round 1. All the 85s are in staging. We were lined up there where you hop on that fence line tabletop, right? You do full laps, everyone's fine. They take off, right? 3 kids peeled off before the Mesquite finish line and went to the wall. So now they're in Talladega corner, right? They're in Talladega, and they're going to go gravity cavity, right?
Right back.
Right back. But it gets worse. It gets worse. 2 other kids didn't even get on the track at the tabletop. They went around the outside of the start corner, and I don't know why. They were just in the infield, and they crossed at the landing sideways of gravity cavity because there shouldn't be anyone coming, right? So they have the right to cross the track sideways. No, you should never cross the track in a live practice. But we have 2 kids crossing the track of gravity cavity sideways, why 2 kids have cut the track and are jumping gravity cavity, why 37 kids are just heading up the hill. So both groups of 2 think everyone is heading up and down the hill and they're safe to just do dumb things. And they had a near miss by a half a bike length. It would have been catastrophic for 2 kids their entire summer based off of what just happened. And if that, I'm not trying to harp on anyone, that is why you do full laps. It is when you get off the track, everyone expects you to be going the same direction. And when you're just merging on and off and crossing and
So dangerous. It's
Super.
a broken femur waiting to happen.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
life flight. It's intense.
it's horrible. And so I'm just saying that from the 85s because they're young, they're preteen, their dad's telling them to find clear track. You know, you got to jump this jump. But there's a lot more going on out there, and full laps are safer.
So here's my vet tip. RMX, always pro. First practice, pro intermediate, correct?
This year, yes.
Yes. So go, if whatever class you're in, go watch them. The guy running the gate will always start on the same side. Usually the outside, right? Let him come in. Is it not usually? It depends on the track.
It is, but at the same time, like, he kind of lets them go quick. But it's up to you to decide when you want to go. If you want to go race someone, go race someone. If you want clear track, wait 30 seconds.
Yeah. Or get there first, line up on the very far outside,
Yep.
and go.
Yep.
I sometimes am not ready. I'm late. I'm a mess. I go out for vet practice, and we have a wide array of vets. So I'm not out there revving at guys because I'm faster than a few of them. So me and Sam both, we go, we want clear track. We line up, we see where he's going to go. Hey, can we go first? Yeah, no problem. They know us, so it's a little different, right? But we line up to the outside where they're going to go. We take off. We get 1 good lap, 2, 3, 4, and then we get into guys. And then you start searching for lines. Like, it's practice. You will figure it out.
If it's a race and you're the badass, you're going to rip a whole shot and be into guys in the 3rd lap anyways. So
Same
why
thing.
not just go out early in practice and make some passes? And it is just, like, I know we're going on, and Garrett wants to wrap things up, but we're just going to talk as long as we want. I just honestly, like I did kind of chew some ass of the 85 riders. Like, don't be dipshits. Like, I love those little dudes, and I don't want them getting hurt. And I don't want to pick them up, and I don't want to pick them up when one's going sideways across gravity cavity and one's jumping it, and 45 dudes in your class are going up and down the hill.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is do full laps and have track awareness. And parents, talk to your kids about it. Have track awareness. Like, if your bike isn't running if your bike is not running right, and that whole I got to roll my laps, no, you just have to cross on the checker. You are in way more danger rolling around with a fouled spark plug on a blind jump than going and parking at the finish line, waiting for the checker and crossing. Because when you're rolling the double doubles at Rupert, you're just taking a Dunlop to the back. It's not good. And so those are little things that, like, maybe we should just have track etiquette.
Safety tips.
Yep. Delta.
RMX
Garrett.
Academy.
Safety tips. Let's make our safety tips, and let's do one of these.
Be a good idea.
Next Wednesday, you want to come out to Twilla practice?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Email us your track safety tips.
You heard that.
Yeah. Like, the first email is going to be more flaggers.
All from rain.
We try.
I haven't seen that. I feel like
Flaggers been good.
y'all's flaggers are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had.
That's compliments to Jamie. Jamie talks to him, and I want to make sure people are reading their handout. I mean, here's another true safety tip. Let's save it for safety tip, huh?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
We can
wrap
be
this
done
up.
now.
Rupert was solid. Let's do a safety tip. I think we should. I really do. I think we should
Good
take the
idea.
time and go through Red Cross, yellow flag, track etiquette, starting, staging procedure, how it all works.
I think it would be great.
Pit
especially
racing.
With how many big new riders and beginners we have. It's great to learn now. If you plan on racing dirt bikes the rest of your life, you're going to need to know it. So better save yourself injury and other people and learn
Safety
it
tip.
now.
So back to Rupert, Minidoka County Fairgrounds. We're
Awesome.
back in Rupert, Labor Day weekend. Be part of the Idaho State Championship. Rupert Dirt is as good as it gets.
Yep.
Thanks for everyone that came out. That's a wrap for. Damn. I got a cold in the wind at Rupert. That was cold.
It was chill. It was strangely
I thought
chilly.
it was solid.
It was cold.
It's good vest weather.
It was cold.
best every moto.
Yeah. It was cold.
I had my kinetic mesh on.
You were hiding
did
behind
too.
a wind block.
That was a poor mistake on the
Did
kinetic
you
mesh.
see your engineering over there?
Yeah, I saw your engineering. So that's a wrap for Rupert. Garrett, thanks for hanging out here so late. Safety tips coming sometime around the Delta race. We're not making any commitments.
Yeah.
Thank you, Broke Amateur Racing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.